Hello, and welcome back to my Let's Play walkthrough of Banjo-Kazooie. I am Brian, your commentator here. And as you remember, the last episode we left off completing Mumbo's Mountain and on our way to Trove Cove, which is what we're doing right now, so let's get to it. First things first, we're going to hop inside this pipe right now, and we're going to do a few things. We're going to collect a few things. We're going to kill an enemy, just like that. Grab that honeycomb piece, and then we'll get introduced to the golden feather. Look at this item. Woo! Lucky you, I'm an invulnerability feather. Well, lucky us. Bottles will tell you more. Okay. There's a Mumbo token right there around the corner. You've activated a magic cauldron. Yeah, so we've activated 2 of those now, and as you probably noticed, they're not the same color, which means that we cannot transport between them. So, I mean, that's completely fine though, because this is a very small area between the 2, and I would not want to waste time walking. I would not want to transport. I would like to save my transporting cauldrons for much later areas in the lair, which is conveniently what the developers decided to do, so thank you for that. Now over here behind this tree I think is an extra life. There it is, nice. We're also going to have a Bruntilda location here and a Mumbo token, which I'll get to in a second. Ugly Grunty's nickname was Jelly Belly at Witch School. For sure. I also know that freshly burst boils is her favorite smell. That's you. And the old hag's favorite color is ghastly gray. I think the 3 are ghastly gray, gruesome green, and putrid pink? Maybe? I'm not sure. But this level here, or this area, not level, this area, is the entrance room to or not the entrance room, I'm so sorry, the puzzle room to Click Clock Woods, the final world in this game. As you can see, all the pieces are essentially missing from here. So anyway, what we're going to go ahead and do is swim back out of here if we can. There we go. And a lot of people actually thought that that room is the entrance to Fungus Forest, which was, you know, the world I mentioned earlier, originally supposed to be in this game. Because it's kind of like, you know, I don't know, it's kind of fungi-ish and mossy. Here we go. Eyes and teeth. Signifies a world ahead. But it looks nothing like Click Clock Woods, and a lot of people think it was there, especially because it's so far, or so early into the lair. They assumed that that was the the puzzle room to Fungus Forest. God, I'm just tripping on that word today. So let's head into Trove Cove. We'll be coming back to that room a lot later on, don't worry. Dealing with Click Clock Woods shit. As you can see behind me, this... Oh, wait, hold on. Ahoy there, this will be Trove Cove. There'll be 2 new moves for you to find. For sure, Bottles. What we're going to do after we grab those musical notes, we're going to go ahead and hop down here into the water and grab that blue Jinjo. That's going to be our first Jinjo. As you can see, this island raised behind me called Shark Food Island is part of the stop-and-swop items. And this is why I mentioned that you should do the stop-and-swap. Or you should start a Banjo-Tooie file, because if you start a Banjo-Tooie file or a Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts file, then that means that the island will be raised in the background there, like it is here. That's why I created a save file before I decided to start my Banjo-Kazooie file. I started one on Banjo-Tooie. You'll reach new heights with my shock jump disc, whatever. Just because we do it, my legs are tired. Don't worry, the turkey does all the work. Simply stand on the shock jump disc, then press and hold A. For sure, Bottles, you got it, pal. So yeah, for an example of this, as well as a Mumbo token here. Boom, there we go. That's what that's all about. So I'm gonna go ahead and not worry about all those musical notes up there. We're actually gonna knock out this level like one area at a time. Try not to do a lot of backtracking here, because I don't want to deal with it. This way I can complete the video as quick as possible, I suppose. Oh, excuse me, clearing out my throat. I quit smoking cigarettes about 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago, so I still get coughs, and I'm still coughing stuff up, and all kinds of nasty stuff, which is why you never quit, never quit, which is why you never start doing stuff like that in the first place. Marijuana, on the other hand, is completely fine. Although, it's not good to take in any sort of amount of smoke, but, weed is much more worth it than cigarettes. Trust me, in all my years and experience of drugs and alcohol and cigarettes and smoking, all that, I recommend doing marijuana over smoking cigarettes. It's actually helped me kind of quit in a way, too. It's weird. It gives me a new habit. I quit one habit to form another. This habit's much better, albeit a little bit more expensive, I'm not gonna lie. But much more worth it. So anyway, we're going to climb to the top of a sail after grabbing Blubber's first thing. Blubber's that hippo down there. We're going to get our second move in this world. Once we get this, we're going to have both the moves in this world completed. This is your big chance, Chicken Legs. It's time for you to fly. At last, it better be easy, Bog Eyes. Simple enough, even for you, bird brain. Just stand on a flying disc and press A. Here's 25 red feathers to help you into the air. See you. Jeez. Nice going. You've learned all the Cove's new moves. As well as got that green Jinjo. So we're going to slide down here real quick, grab these musical notes, and we're going to go back up top, and we're going to hit this flight jump pad thing. Flight disc, whatever. We're going to fly over to this treasure chest, because there's a treasure, or a jigsaw piece hidden inside this chest of it. We want it. Wow, I did that very well timed. So we can only carry 50 red feathers, and you can also turn sharply in the air while pressing the right or left bumper. So that's cool. That's good enough. I think it's the same with swimming too. If you press the bumpers, you can turn really hard or whatever. You make sharper turns. Oh shit! Oh shit! So he doesn't kill you or anything when he attacks you. I'm just trying to avoid him altogether. So whatever. It's that Snacker the Shark. What a douchebag. You can actually kill him with eggs, but I'm not going to worry about it because killing him does not do it permanently, and you still have to deal with his bullshit throughout the level. So you have to deal with Snacker one way or the other. Let's go ahead and ground pound this and head down here. Let's get our second piece of gold for Blubber. Blubber. And a Mumbo token. So it's like our fourth Mumbo token so far. I don't know if you noticed that. Third or fourth. Don't take my number like seriously on that. I'm not entirely sure how far we are into Mumbo tokens. I think that was our third actually. Just to be safe, I'll say it's our third. So I don't want you being like, whoa, you got 4 already? Whoa, whoa, pal. Where's that fourth one? Me treasure, thank ye, me hearties. Take this reward. I'm off to spend. So, one treasure for another. And we'll never see Blubber again. I'm joking. We're actually going to see him at the end of the game and in Banjo-Kazooie. Spoiler alert! Alright, here's the fourth Mumbo token that I was mentioning. So yeah, that's going to complete this pirate ship area right here. That's all set and done, so that's good. Let's go ahead and head over here. So we'll take care of Nipper, that big guy over there, in a little bit. I'll introduce you to him in a second. What we're going to do now is head over to the sandcastle area. Now, the sandcastle is a big part of this game because it has to do with putting in cheat codes for the game itself. And what we have to do is we have to take out the enemy, grab the jigsaw piece, and fill Leaky the Pail here with eggs to patch him up, because this way you can drain the water somehow. This little bucket can hold all that water. But we're going to go ahead and grab these musical notes on top of the sandcastle and head inside, where we're going to grab 2 more notes. We're going to solve a puzzle and fight kind of a stupid semi-boss. He's nothing special, I don't know. So anyway, we have 100 seconds to figure out what the passcode is. The passcode is written on the wall, as you can see right next to us, Banjo-Kazooie. For all the simplicity that this game has, I do really enjoy, I don't know. I think it's great. This game is just absolutely wonderful. You have no idea. I mean, I don't know. And especially due to the port, seeing it in better graphics, much more smoother, you're actually able to do the stop-and-swop feature, which is super cool. You don't know how badly I wanted to be a part of that when I was a kid. The stop-and-swop was awesome. I wanted to know so much about it. I wanted to do everything that there possibly could have been done with it. I don't know, stop-and-swop's the shit. So there we go, we're going to take care of that baddie. And we're going to grab this jigsaw piece. Alright, so yeah, this, like I said, the sandcastle essentially works for putting in cheat codes. Every time you put in a cheat code, you'll get a new cheat, something will happen. But if you do it, it will disable achievements, and I don't think you can save your game. I've never really done the cheat codes because I don't need that shit. However, I just want to point out that there are 3 cheat codes in this game that you are allowed to use because you have to work for them. That's kind of a reward, kind of like an item or a collectible. And you have to find Cheeto the Spellbook for all 3 of those in all 3 different locations, which I'm going to show you. So here we just entered Shark Food Island, and we're climbing this really tall, I don't know, plateau type thing, whatever this thing is called. We're just going to kind of go in and out of these alcoves here. And at the top is going to be our first stop-and-swap item. It's going to be the pink mystery egg. Please be the pink mystery egg. I'm pretty sure it's the pink mystery egg. I don't want to be wrong. Pink mystery egg. Pink mystery egg. And look at that, it is nice. So that's our first stop-and-swap item. Banjo's going to make note of it too. Oh, an egg! That's one of the 7 stop-and-swap items we've been looking for. I reckon it'll unlock something special in my nuts and bolts adventure. Can't wait! God, you just couldn't say that any slower, could you, Banjo? So yeah, like I said, these are the stop-and-swap items are meant to go over into the other games. Like you're supposed to be able to collect them. Well, you're supposed to be able to complete Banjo-Kazooie, and at the end of the game, they would show you the locations of some of them. There are a total of 7 of them, but they only show you the locations of 3. So at the end, you're supposed to get the note from Mumbo, and this is after you complete the game 100%, by the way. I just want to point that out. But once you complete the game 100%, it shows you the locations. You purchase Banjo-Tooie 2 years later, in 2000, and you put it into the N64. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pull out the game Banjo-Tooie and insert Banjo-Kazooie into the N64. And it was supposed to, like, the N64, the console itself was supposed to, like, save your, not your data, but, like, I don't know, it registered that Banjo-Tooie had been very recently. Like, you had 10 seconds to do this. But then there was like there's nothing in this chest, so I'm not gonna care about it, just feathers. But there's also a free life right here at the edge, underwater. But you're supposed to have 10 seconds to do this, and for some reason the hardware on the Nintendo 64 will not allow this. Due to some weird thing going on, they switched it to only 1 second, which kind of made this entire concept pointless. But Banjo-Kazooie was already too far into development to worry about it, and they just decided to keep it all in anyway. Which is cool, it's legit, because I mean now, you know, all these years later we're able to still experience it, which is pretty cool, I guess. I would have liked to have seen it as a kid, but whatever. So anyway, you were supposed to put in Banjo-Tooie, pull it out, you had 10 seconds to put in Banjo-Kazooie. Then once you did that, you were able to run around in Banjo-Kazooie and go and grab all the stop-and-swap items. And then once you did that, you would take it out and then put Banjo-Tooie back in, and the game would register that you have these stop-and-swap items in Banjo-Tooie, and you can use them in Banjo-Tooie. Unfortunately, they got lazy, and they continued to... I mean, they couldn't really do it because, like I said, the Nintendo's limitations, not necessarily Rareware's fault, but they were able to... Or they still brought in some of the stop-and-swap items in Banjo-Tooie. And you were able to kind of use them in that game, though. You weren't able to use them in a different game. Until... Dun-dun! The Xbox Live arcade ports came out for these games, as well as Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which I know they had these planned ahead of time. They were going to implement the stop-and-swap feature. I bet they couldn't wait. Fable stop-and-swap feeture. But if you're not a Banjo-Kazooie fan, I guess you won't really understand how big of a deal this is, the stop-and-swap feature, because it got huge. There's so many myths and things around it. Because it was the first of its kind, too, you know, it was something new, it was interesting. Rareware was the only one that ever tried to really pull this sort of thing off. People were intrigued by it, but they were unable to get it, or they were unable to be a part of it because of that. So there's a jigsaw piece at the bottom of that lake there, with the mine floating around, exploding and stuff. We're gonna grab our 3rd Jinjo right here. There's actually an extra life up here if you shock jump up here. This top part. See, there's an extra life up there. I don't care, I don't need it. Because when you start the game, you lose all your lives anyway, and they don't count as collectibles. That's actually one thing about this game, is when they did the port, you're able to save the amount of notes you had and Jinjos. Because the N64 was unable to save the amount of notes you had and Jinjos. It just couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle not the amount, but it couldn't handle which ones you got and which locations you picked up. So, in order to fix that, they had to give you a note score. And then when you left the level or died, then it would all just reset and you'd have to beat your note score again. So that's how that worked. In the Xbox Live arcade version... Oh god. Yeah, you don't want to get trapped in this corner. You can easily get trapped in this corner and just murdered, wrecked by him. Oh my god. That was horrible. I lost 5 HP, or 5 hits right there. I cannot believe that. That was terrible. I went silent there. I don't know if you noticed that, but I went silent for a second because I did not want to die. I thought, I would have shit myself. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and run over here. See, that's what I'm talking about. That was a prime example of what I was just trying to warn you about there. How you get stuck in that corner by douchebag McShark over there. You have to deal with his shit. So anyway, let's go over here to Nipper and talk to him. Hey, this Nipper's beach. You find nothing without Nipper's help. Help us then, crustacean brain. Grr, cheeky bird, need feathers clipping. Oh yeah, just try it, Shellhead. Ooh. No, he didn't. Ouch. Okay, my bad. I'm getting too antsy. But anyway, as I was saying, it would record your best note score. And you'd have to go, it didn't matter which ones you collected from where, but it would record your best note score. And you'd have to beat your best note score. And the most you could get was 100. So that's how they did it. Achievement, knock out Nipper. So that's our second boss fight. Our first being Conga. This one being Nipper. Grab his Mumbo token. Anywho, the thing that the Xbox Live Arcade version did was it saves all your notes when you get them from where, you know, it remembers the locations. So once you collect them, you have them permanently, as well as your Jinjos, and pretty much everything in the game now. But when they did that, it got rid of the incentive to not die. Like, once they did that, then what was the point of dying? All it did was just set you back to the beginning of the level. That was it. You just had to deal with. You just had to, like, if we died after beating Nipper, we'd have to just go and beat Nipper again if we wanted to get back in his shell. That's all it would do. It was just kind of minorly inconvenience you, compared to Banjo-Kazooie on the N64, where it would majorly inconvenience you, and it made dying much more intense. You know, you did not want to die. It was a lot scarier. Dealing with death in that game was horrible, but it made it really difficult, and that's kind of a good point towards it, you know. Because now this game is very simple. I think there's a lot of simplicity with this game. And I do kind of miss the challenge. I really like challenges, like Dark Souls when that game came out. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was so happy when that game came out. It's kind of stupid, though, because then later on they released all these updates, made the game a lot easier, and I was all like, this is bullshit. So I had to work so hard for all that stuff. I almost fell off the ledge there, but I didn't. So I had to work so hard for all that crap. People are just getting handed it. I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and we can go ahead and grab these musical notes on the shock spring pad, jump disc, whatever it's called. Gonna hop over to these. Woo! Look at that, showing you little shortcuts and neat tricks how to get up here and stuff. So we grab this jigsaw piece. We're gonna head over there and grab that pink Jinjo, and that's gonna be our fourth Jinjo. We're only gonna need one more, which is actually at the top of the Treasure Trove Cove. I don't know, up at the top where the lighthouse is. This level is awesome. Oh, I cannot get over how much I really enjoy this level. This is in my top 3 levels in this game. Has to be. My number 1 being Mad Monster Mansion. I cannot wait for that level. I cannot wait. That is going to be great. But this level's really good. I think I would put Freezy Easy Peak just above this level, so that would make this level 3 or 3rd in my favorites. So it would go Mad Monster Mansion is my favorite, and then Freezy Easy Peak, and then Treasure Trove Cove. Because this game's a shit. When you ground pound those crabs, they let out 2 honeycomb pieces. Just to let you know, unless you tip them over on their side and then ground pound them, then I think they only get one, or they only give you one. Alright, so where could it be now, huh? I wonder where the X is. Oh, well, look at that. Alright, let's go and fight this crab for this X. Let me see. Actually, I'm going to test my theory right now. So yeah, I already knocked him on his side, or I flip him up. Yep, only one. So if you ground pound him on that first hit, it's an automatic 2 extra honeycomb pieces, or 2 honeycomb pieces. I always call them extra honeycomb pieces, but it's clearly not what they are. We've already gotten the 2 extra honeycomb pieces from this level, so we're good on that. So anyway, that's pretty much going to take care of everything down here in this, in the floor, or, you know, in the ground level. So let's go ahead and head up to the lighthouse level, or lighthouse area, and see what's up here. Not too much to do up here. There's a witch to get, a Mumbo token or so, and I think a Jinjo, and a couple, you know, jigsaw pieces, some musical notes, yada 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 yada. 92, yeah, we're kicking ass right now. Hit those guys. When they attack you, they make you lose an egg and a feather as well as a hit. Just like that. I like how when I bring up something, it tends to, like, conveniently give you an example of it, too. Like when I'm talking about something. Like if I was to be like right there, where I was like, if you get hit, because I have not been hit by one of those guys yet, one of those clam chomping douchebags. But I was like, when you get hit, you'll lose a feather, an egg, and a health point, or whatever. Hit point. And then I got hit immediately after and lost all 3 of those. But I got all 3 of them back, so it's okay, don't worry about it. In fact, I think they're the only enemies in the game that make you lose feathers and eggs. I cannot recall another enemy that does that. But that is yet to be seen. We'll see as we progress through this game. This game's so fucking good. Oh, anyways, which switch number 2? Shoot out of the cannon. That's where the Jiggy is. Let's go ahead and run up. Oh, let's go ahead and break this guy down. Grab our last Mumbo token in this world. Grab 5 musical notes and the last jigsaw piece, and we are done with Treasure Trove Cove. Simple as that. It only takes about 15 minutes to it. I don't even think it took us. Oh, actually, it might have taken us, yeah. I think it's about 15 minutes, so that's cool. It's pretty good. And you get a sweet viewpoint, just like at the top of Mumbo's Mountain. I love it when games do this. Look at this vast area. I wish I could see beyond the big blue out there, you know. Out there, one of my Canadian. There's also these clouds just kind of hanging around. Just give you a nice, good sight of this place before we bounce, since we have time, because, you know, we're only 20 minutes into this video. And there's not too much else to do. But anyway, yeah. And that's it. Beautiful Treasure Trove Cove. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the hell out of here. I'm gonna, ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so another thing, a little thing I want to show you is when you jump off of a very high area, and if you're able to do it before Banjo starts to go into his, like, tumbly fall mode. Okay, he didn't do it right there, but before he starts to go, whoa! If you press A, you can actually slow your descent and not take as much damage as you normally would. Very cool. Very cool, I'd like to say. Okay, so anyway, that's Treasure Trove Cove. Batty is now outside, as Matilda warned us earlier. During the first world, actually, I believe she points out that there are enemies that exit the levels once you unlock the world and enter it for the first time. So that's clearly what we did, and we're going to max out our 50 red feathers, woo, and grab another jigsaw piece. We are cool. Alright, so that's 3. 3 for Gruntilda's lair. Let's go ahead and get out of here now. No, we'll go ahead and do a few things around the lair, I suppose, before we end the episode. Not too much to do, actually. It'll probably only take us a couple of minutes. So I think I'm going to explore a little bit deeper, and then we're going to end at Clinker's Cavern. First off, what we need to do is unlock Clinker's Cavern, however. So we're going to go back in this room where we unlock Treasure Trove Cove, because the puzzle for Clinker's Cavern is also in this room, right up here. By that shock jump disc, whatever. And here Bottles is going to tell us how to place all our pieces into the picture without having to do it one at a time. You just press the right trigger, which I'm going to do right now. There you go. I generally like to put them all in one at a time, so I like to see the picture form. And it just gives me that satisfaction. I'm just like, yeah, there's that one, and there's that one, and there's that one. It's funny because I'm talking with my hands right now, and like making the motion of placing jigsaw pieces inside of a puzzle, but you can't see that. I'm a big hand talker. I like to joke that it's not actually that I'm talking with my hands, it's that I'm fighting invisible ninjas while I talk to people. Well, that's kind of a lame joke, but anyway. So let's go ahead and unlock this no door real quick, because, you know, we have time to do stuff like that. And I'm going to give you a little tease of this next room right here. Ooh, would you look at that? Kill him. But anyway, yeah, so that's just a little teaser. We're going to go back in here and do a few things, because there's not really anything we can do in that room until we progress a little further into the lair. So here we go. So you can see the teeth right there. There are red eyes, but you can't see them because they're way too high up on the wall. And here we are. This is the atrium for Clinker's Cavern, which we just unlocked. The next world is my hardest yet, and you will fail on that, I'll bet. We'll see about that. Clinker's Cavern is slightly more difficult than Treasure Trove Cove and Mumbo's Mountain. Mumbo's Mountain is a very basic level, very easy, very simple. Not too much that they throw at you. So we're going to pound these switches. That first one allows us to get over here to Clinker's Cavern. And we're going to hop up here and grab our 4th Mumbo token inside the lair. But that allows us to get over to Clinker's Cavern. This other one raises this this pipe over here so we can do a few other things inside the lair, like unlock other levels and talk to Gruntilda once again, because there's a Gruntilda location right here. Let's see what she has to say. Grunty wears a flea circus under that repulsive dress of hers. She's also got this nasty pet dog whose name is Ripper. My sister sings in her own band, Grunty and the Cauldron Crew. They're awful. I bet. I bet, Gruntilda, I bet. So anyway, we're going to go over here and hit our 3rd switch in a row. Like the course of like a minute. Last switch hitting going on. Switch hitting like baseball. Switch hitter. See, I'm a lefty, so I bat lefty and I throw lefty. I can't switch hit. I think I can bat righty decently, I guess. I can throw kind of decently, too. I'm a little ambidextrous when it comes to that. I don't know. I'm relatively athletic, so baseball is my favorite sport, but at the core I am a lefty, so I gotta deal with that. It's so hard to find a glove. It took me forever to find a fucking left-handed glove, at least that fit me. It's a problem with it, especially with my bass guitar too, because you go into these places and they're suited for all these right-handed people. There's like one left-handed guitar or fucking baseball glove or something like that, just one out of all these stupid things, pieces of equipment, whatever. It's a pain in the ass. Like when I went to get my bass guitar at Guitar Center, there were 3 left-handed basses in the entire store, and 2 of them were over like $2,000 and behind a counter and all special. And then there was the one bass, the one that I got, that was $200 just sitting there, kind of off to the side, and I was like, alright, well I guess, you know, this is gonna be the one. It's an Ibanez too. It's a nice bass. So anyway, yeah, we're knocking this out pretty quick. We have about 4 more minutes in the video, which is plenty of time to actually get a few things done. So what I can do is hop across here and not make it. You can actually ground pound that fish if you want to kill him, and show you this Brentilda location right here. My lazy sister often sleeps in a dumpster, the dirty hag. The only thing she's ever won was the biggest butt competition in witch school. It's actually not a bad thing to win. She often boasts of appearing on the cover of Fat Hag Monthly, posing in her long johns. Ooh, don't get me all hot and bothered, Brentilda. All these fantasies about your sister. So, anyway, so we're going to head up here now, and this is going to be the atrium for Banjo-Kazooie. There's going to be a couple things we're going to do in here real quick before I end the episode. I want to end the episode back at the entrance to Clinker's Cavern, but anyway, we're going to go in here real quick and show you another Brentilda location. My fat old sister's favorite sport is belly barging. Although she's dim, she attended Fat Hag High. You won't believe that Gruntilda's party trick is performing a scary striptease. Ooh. Dirty. Sounds naughty. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to unlock Freeze Easy Peak. We're actually getting a shit ton of stuff done in this level. Or in this level, this episode. I just showed you like 4 Brentilda locations in one episode. That's wild. I don't think I've ever done that before. Or if there's even a place I can do that. But we're going to enter Banjo-Kazooie real quick, and we're just going to hop in here for a quick moment, because there's something we need to do. We need to talk to Bottles and acquire this move. These are the wading boots. Chicken Legs wears them so you can safely wade through dangerous areas like the swamp for a limited time. Okay, Chicken, Kazooie, blah blah blah, let's grab a pair. Great, now you know all the swamp's new moves. Yes, we do. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So let's get out of here, because we are going out of order right now as far as levels are concerned. And here we go, bad guys are all out and about. And we're going to hop over here and grab these wading boots real quick. Oh, there we go. Wading boots. And we're going to go into this little tunnel over here, this little nook of a tunnel over here, where it's going to have Freezy, Easy... Actually, oh yeah, I have plenty of, okay, I have enough jigsaw pieces. I think I have exactly enough, actually, for what the puzzle needs. I think it requires 8. We're gonna hop over here to this log. There's gonna be 2 things we're gonna do in here. I'll explain them as we're doing them. So if you want to get out of the wading boost, just hold the left trigger, stop, and press X, and you'll get out of that. So we're gonna hop up this slope, and we're gonna destroy this ice boulder, because we need to come up here for the next Mumbo transformation. And you'll see why. You'll see when that time comes. Don't worry. That'll all be explained to you then. Then we're gonna hop over here, and we're gonna go ahead and fill in the pieces for Freeze Easy Peak, which is exactly enough. Look at that. 8 pieces. Very nice. That's gonna open up my second favorite world in this game. Such a nice world. And that's, that's about it. That's all we're going to do for this episode. I think I'm going to just go back to Clinker's Cavern entrance and end it there. So in the meantime, I'll just talk to you and explain a few things about what's going on. So this episode, we completed Treasure Trove Cove. We unlocked Freeze Easy Peak, Bubble Gloop Swamp, and Clinker's Cavern. So good for us. We also ended up getting our first stop-n-swop item in Treasure Trove Cove, the pink mystery egg, so that was really cool. Showed you a few Brentilda locations, showed you the entrance, which was behind that ice boulder we just broke, to the first Cheeto location, so we'll get that after we complete Bubble Gloop Swamp. So we need to leave there as the transformation, which is a crocodile, and it happens to be small enough to fit in there. So anyway, okay, yeah, so thank you for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and show up a view totals page right at the end of this episode so you can see where you're at on everything, that we can match up and see where you're at compared to me. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you would like to see more, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm doing other playthroughs, walkthroughs, let's plays, all kinds of good stuff like that. You should have 14 Mumbo tokens, and let me go all the way to the end. There you go. And those are the game totals, so thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.